anyway. But so some other news that came out that's also revolving around Disney, but this is what happens when Disney, owns everything, and in some time in the near future they'll also own the world. So Disney executives came out, and Bob Iger was also one of them. And they fear that Taika Waititi's new film, Jojo Rabbit, which the trailer just came out, I thought looked really good. It definitely looks really funny. But they're worried that this movie might be a little bit too edgy, and especially with the stuff that just happened with The Hunt. And they don't know how to market this movie. And with all the losses that they've taken from Dark Phoenix, so a lot of the smaller movies I just saw the movie. The Art of Racing in the Rain. That movie isn't doing so hot. And a couple other smaller films. I think Stuber was another one. Those movies are just costing them money. And then plus I've heard a little bit of this with Galaxy's Edge as well. So they fear that this movie might be another flop. And they just don't know how to market this movie. And it's just... this movie's still going to release because it's already in the can and it's already good to go. This has me worried because there's a lot of original content at Fox, obviously way more than there is at Disney, especially with their Fox Searchlight stuff. And if another movie comes around like this that's not about Adolf Hitler or about anything about World War II, that's like a satire. It has me worried that we won't see any risks or movies like this anymore, and we won't see as much original content, which again, like I said before in the last episode, this is my nightmare, because this proves that more and more we're probably going to see less and less original content, because to be honest, I think the main reason Disney bought Fox was for Avatar and Planet of the Apes and Home Alone. And the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, really? That's worth half of your net worth, Disney? That's worth $80 billion or $70 billion, how much money they paid for it? Avatar and Home Alone and Apes. Now, yes, see, they paid $4 billion of Star Wars, but they made that back in one day. This, they paid $70 billion for. That is a lot of money. However, all the other original content that Fox is producing, it's just going down. They're just slashing it in half because they just don't know. They're like, no, we're not taking the risk, especially with all this stuff. And a lot, when it comes down to original movies, it takes risk when it comes down to original content. So, I mean, maybe later on when Fox does better, there possibly be more new original movies. Now, yes, Disney's made tons of money. I mean, the Toy Story 4 was their $5 billion film this year. Maybe they could put some more money into their original content. And this just has me absolutely worried for the future of original content when it comes down to this, because fewer and fewer studios now, especially with the purchase of Fox from Disney, are willing to take the risk to make original stuff, like a Blumhouse, like an A24, like the companies like those. Or you can even say Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers definitely takes more risks than Disney does. And I love Disney, by the way. I just like to put that out there. I love the Disney studios. They've done amazing and magical things, no pun intended, but this just has me worried. It has me worried, like I've said before, that new original content would not be made like this and more risks won't be taken. But in the words of Adolf Hitler, 99999. That was the worst, probably, impersonation of Hitler from Inglourious Basterds I've ever heard. Now, another thing that Disney is not too happy with is New Mutants. Obviously, New Mutants has been through just everything that's bad when it comes to making a movie, and they're not impressed with New Mutants. Now, it's just gone to the point where I don't think this movie's going to be released. And before I thought this movie, I'm like, you know what? I think this movie will see the light of day. I think it will see a movie theater screen. Not anymore. I mean, Disney's rejecting this. I mean, even Fox was starting to reject this movie. And it sucks that that trailer that came out a year and a half ago, that movie looked really cool. I mean, you have a horror-esque, something we've never seen before. I mean, Doctor Strange is supposed to be horror-esque, but the way New Mutants looked, I don't think so. But I'm pretty bummed because the trailer looked good, but it's just not. I do not think New Mutants is gonna see the light of day. The cast was really cool. I mean, you have the kid from Stranger Things, you got Macy Williams in there, you got Anya Taylor-Joy, who are all wonderful, and it is just with all this Fox stuff, it's definitely not what Bob Iger and the Mouse were expecting. And I also heard somebody else say that they haven't put enough money or marketing into their Fox stuff, and that might just be it. And look, at the end of the day, the general audience does not even have a clue that Disney bought Fox. I don't even think they care that Disney bought Fox. As long as they don't see that Disney logo pop up in front of the movie, they don't have a single clue that Disney bought Fox. And Bob Iger, who is a smart human being, it's way smarter than I am, probably should know that, because the general audience, except for the movie fans, have no clue that that Disney even bought Fox. I'm sure they don't even know about the bidding war between Disney and Comcast, and I'd be surprised how many people even know about Disney Plus. And I'm telling you, the general audience doesn't even know anything about this, so I don't even know why they're even worried about the general audience. And to be honest, Disney with Fox, this is basically like, it's like you're dating someone, and then you just this is gonna be great. You just know this is gonna be great, and then you find out they have kids, and you're just like, well, yeah. That's kind of like Disney with Fox. Like, they bought Fox. Okay, we got these Avatar sequels. We got Planet of the Apes. We got the Alien movies and so on. It's going to be fun. Deadpool, X-Men, Fantastic Four. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We just taking some flops already. Oh, my God. I don't know how long we can do this. Now, I've heard some other people say that maybe they should sell off some of Fox's properties, which I definitely think is a smart move. Maybe to Universal, maybe to Warner Brothers, maybe to some of the smaller companies, Lionsgate, Paramount, or another one that's willing to put out these movies. Because as far as we know, well, for now, Disney's not willing to put out films like this. But maybe once Fox starts to ramp it up a little bit and pull around their weight, I guess you'd say, maybe Disney and Bob Iger will take in more action into making more original content like a Jojo Rabbit, but we'll see.